Well, you're gonna love this one too. Things did not go exactly as I planned them here as I tried to tube these tires. You'll get to laugh. You'll get to cry. You'll get to want to thump me up beside the head. Actually, I didn't do anything wrong. It just Murphy struck again. Okay, let's see if I can channel my inner 10-year-old child here. And see if I can take this apart. I'm not even going to test this old tube. I'm just going to put a new one in it. And if you've never done a tire before, this is how I was taught to do it. And I'm trying not to get in front of you. Let's see here. Got my valve stem over here. We're about to pull out a tube. Okay. This should slide right back. Now, if you're doing this with a tire that's got air in it, you need to, of course, mess with the Schrader valve. Let air in and out. However, when you're working with these things, it's a whole lot better off if you got just a little bit of air in it. Okay, now what I have found here is that this is probably the original tube in that tire, because it's both a Kinda tire and a Kinda tube. And this does say 26 by 1.9 or up to 2.125. So this Goodyear tube should be fine. I started to say, hey, yeah, an American product. And it's in real small letters, real small print. But according to the package, it's still made in China. Okay. I probably won't throw those old tubes away. I'll probably hang those out in the big shed. I don't know if I'll ever need them or if I could ever possibly use them. But there we go. Now, again, the original tube had just a little bit of air in it. This obviously does not. Let's put a little bit of air in it. And then before we actually put it in the rim, we're going to check the rim and make sure we don't have anything sticking out that shouldn't be. Well, just a little bit more than that, but not much. About like so. That's still squishy enough that it should work. Okay, I'm going to set that off to the side for a second. And we're going to check the inside of the rim. Is that water? That is water. You really don't want to leave water inside of it, okay? So we're going to see if we can soak some water up. Now, also in doing this, there's two things you really want to check here. The water is kind of incidental. It's not your primary focus. However, having found it, we need to do whatever we can to soak it up, eliminate it as best we can. What you're really looking at here is this little jobber right here, which I don't know if you saw that in the original deal, but in the original deal, that was kind of flopping outside, which meant the tire got low enough. What that is that's an inner liner, and it's supposed to ride between the tube and the end of the spokes. And it's supposed to be a cushion that way. And it's supposed to work real nicely. There you can see it. Now, why that does not, well, that might be part of it. Okay. Here's what you got to do when that happens. Or here's what I have always been taught to do when that happens. Just get it out of there completely. I may have to dismount this tire completely. Because what I want to do now is I want to oh yeah, see how I'm getting rust out of there. There was some water sitting in there for a while. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap that spoke race with electrical tape. It's not as good as what one of those when they're new or when they're in good shape are, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna pull that tire off of there, and yeah, tell you what, first sign of trouble and I get to re-spoke this thing, it's gonna be an adventure, to say the least. But yeah, you don't want the new tube riding directly, especially with those being rusty that way. You don't want the new tube to ride directly on that. That'll start poking holes in the new tube pretty quickly. Let's see what we can do to kind of scrape things off. And, by the way, if you got old electrical tape, old butt ends laying around, this is a good use for them. You know, a lot of people just throw these old short ends away. I think you probably figured out by now I don't throw anything away because you can always find a use for it someplace. Let's see if we can wrap this. This is going to be a trick. Yeah. This is going to be a trick. So what's likely going to happen is by the time I get around the first inches of that thing, it'll probably have not held on to anything. I'll probably have to stretch that back the other way. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm doing here or not. And electrical tape is pliable enough that you can stretch it to where it actually rides in that channel. Hey, I was wrong. That end did not go on vacation on me. That's nicely surprising. Okay, this end, however. Okay, and then I would put a second wrap on that, and maybe even a third. I am about to run out of tape here. Now, like I said, what I'm doing here is not anywhere near as good as what the original tube cushion is, but it's better than no cushion at all. Yep. I should have known that was going to happen. Actually, that's good. That's one roll of tape I don't have to fight with anymore. Get this all pulled out, stretched out. Grab another roll of tape. It's one of those rinse and repeat, rinse, soak, and repeat deals. The other day I had a real nasty looking, is that it? No, that's not it. I had a real nasty looking roll of tape. See how with heat and everything that's kind of slid apart. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff you use these things on. Okay, there's my end where I slipped off or ended up. And the other thing is, when you use old ends this way, a lot of times you're not using the same brand of tape. And so this, I think, is just a little bit thicker than what the original tape, than what the first roll was. Which isn't going to hurt a thing. Yeah, like I said, that's not the best solution. The best solution is to go ahead and take a little bit of vinegar and a brush and brush all that off and go that way with it. I'm just amazed that I went ahead and found the water in the deal and started searching this much on it. Okay, where? Okay, I'm gonna go around past that valve stem hole one more time. That's just about where all this started out. Where's that valve stem hole? It's coming up here. Yep, here we're coming up on the valve stem hole. Okay. I think I'm past that valve stem hole, but I think I've reached a spot on this roll of tape I'd like to just eliminate and put it to good use while I'm eliminating it. Yep. That might work, might not. Yep, I think it did. Don't know how much was left on that roll of tape. It's probably not much. But now I got it back to, whoop, there's the end of it. Now I know how much. Well, that's good. I got rid of 2 old rolls of tape in doing this. Electrician's tape is neat because you just pull it until it snaps. Okay, let's put the tire back on there now. Still pulling old weeds out of there, aren't I? So we're going to put the tire back on. And of course, you know that you only put half of the tire on at this point. I guess if I was really, really confident in what I'm doing, I wouldn't have let it done that for sure. Okay, let's lay the rim back down. Let's put this on there. I may have to use my screwdrivers to pop that last end back over the edge of the rim. Let's just do that. Now, when you do that, you gotta get your own fingers out of the way. There, I'm on. Got it half on. Okay. Now, this is why you put air in the tube. Now I went ahead and found that valve stem again, valve stem hole, that's there. So now you want to lay it out to where that valve stem lines right up. And then if you have too much air, you just let a little bit of air out of the tube. Yeah, it's not all that tough. And you fish this. Aha! Remember somebody put tape on there? I gotta poke a hole in my tape. How am I gonna poke a hole in my tape? Let's take this back out. Yep. Let's see here. I had a scratch all here the other night. See if I can find that again. I'm not finding that. By the way, when you do what I'm about to do here, get your fresh, brand new tube completely away from what you're doing. Well, I may have to find an exact one. The other thing you want to be careful of if you do it this way, there I poked it through. What you want to be careful of if you do that is you don't want to let your blade come back past the rim and poke yourself. That would not be a good thing. Okay, try again. Get this in here. Yeah, this is another reason why you hope that the original cushion is actually still good. Yeah, I may have to burn that hole. I don't think I'm going to get that back through there. But you see, that's what I'm doing. I'll get that through and we'll turn this back on. Hang on here just a minute. Okay, let's see how this goes from here. I got a punch. Well, it's not really a punch. I got a steel pipe through there, or a steel bar through there. You can tell that that hole is opened up a little bit. Let's see if we have any better luck this time than what we had last time. Drop that brush on my foot. That sounds like fun. Okay, I've got a tire here someplace. The problem is I can't see what's going on here. Come on. There's going to come a point when I understand why this is going to fight me this badly. I'm not at that point right now. Okay. Now this should be... Okay, now I think I'm close enough to the end here where doing this number is probably not a bad idea. Okay, there's that valve stem opening. It's definitely not wanting to cooperate real nicely at any point here. Oh, good Lord. Someday I'll get this whole thing organized out to where that kind of stuff doesn't happen too. Okay. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I can see the valve stem right at the opening. Why are we not poking through here? What are you doing? Come on through, baby. As I have said before, evidently for me, the struggle is real. I don't understand this. This should pop right through there. Come on. You goofy thing. Okay, you see what I'm struggling with. I will get the struggle completed. Quit making you watch me have to do it. Okay, look at there. Now, one of the reasons why you do want air in that tube is so that as you're inserting it here, it's less likely to twist up. If you get a twist in a tube inside of a tire and then air it up, chances are pretty good you're going to pinch the tube. And as you can tell right now, that's... Now then, here's my next situation. You put the valve stem back on there, kind of get our valve cap back on there, kind of give me a bit of a handle. Come on, baby, pull through there the way you're supposed to. There you are. Thank you. Okay, now then, the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that your tube is in such a way that that thing actually comes up straight. Okay, now then, now we're ready to start putting the tire back on. Why did you do that? And again, you want to keep that valve stem as straight up and down as you can get it. Keep it. The other thing you don't want to do, you don't want to poke in far enough with your screwdriver that you poke the tube either. That makes life real aggravating if you happen to do that. I think my inner 10-year-old is maybe going to win this one. A long time since I changed any kind of tire, much less a bicycle tire. This is kind of embarrassing, actually. This is supposed to go pretty easily. Nicely, no problem. If you don't tell nobody, I won't either. How does that sound? Okay, over here to the very last of it, and again, this is where you really want to be careful and not poke your tube. I don't have much more to go here. Come on, baby. pop over. I got it unseated in two places. There's one of them, and the other one just fell in. Okay, normally I would tell you to put some air in the tire at this point, but with it struggling to get it past that brake, I'm not really wanting to disassemble that brake completely. Let's see if we can get this one back on. Well, I finally did get them tubed, but it took me how long to do it? Oh, is this fun? I was hoping to get all this done in one video. It would not have been a fun one to watch in one sitting. Oh, just think, it could be worse. You could be one of my grandkids. Some of you maybe are. I miss you. Hey, thanks for watching. Appreciate the support, the help, and the smiles. Take care. Bye-bye.